Hola, bienvenidos a Agroconecta. Mi nombre es Juan José Munive. Aquí es un espacio donde vamos a hablar sobre la agroexportación y la industria de importación y exportación de frutas. Hoy estamos inaugurando una sección que se llama La Voz del Mercado, donde vamos a entrevistar a diferentes importadores del mundo y vamos a hablar sobre su mercado y cómo nuestra fruta peruana o fruta de diferentes regiones llegan y compiten, qué precios tienen, qué marcas están llegando y cómo viene el mercado, con mucho volumen, con poco volumen, con muy buena calidad, con poca calidad, o qué problemas presentan el mercado. In this time, I would like to introduce Peter Lee. He is the owner and general manager of Happy Family Farms. So it's a leadership and very important shipper in Asia region. So please, Peter, tell us more about your company and how you establish in this market.
Thank you. Thank you, Juanjo. Thank you, everyone, for giving me this opportunity to talk about a little bit about myself and our company, Happy's Farmers Family. I'm the director in Happy's Farmers Families, and this background carried out back in 37 years ago in the first generation, when our parents focused heavily in Taiwan Asia market. We carry on the same genetic as the second generation. We focus more diversified in Southeast Asia market. That means China, Hong Kong, Indonesia, Malaysia, Singapore, etc. So, Happy Farmers, we have headquarters in Taiwan. We have companies established in Canada, Toronto. We have staffs in Peru, Chile, in the States. And we have more sales team cooperate in local different markets, such as China and Hong Kong. So our focus in Happy Farmer is to deliver the right fruit at the right time to the right market. And that's our goal of Happy Farmers.
Okay, when you say that your market is East Asia, no?
Yes.
That which countries are, and that all countries are allowed to import from Peru?
Yes. As far as I mentioned, Southeast Asian market, let's start with China, Hong Kong, Taiwan, Indonesia, Thailand, Singapore, Malaysia, and etc. Those are the main market. They have majority all the access from Peru grapes, and that means we can have the combination of everything in terms of grapes. We separate that in categories. For example, premium, Cat 1, Cat 1.5, even category 2, until the Bumbanos. Each market have the demands and the needs for each timing of arrival. To be more specific, I would say China, of course. Vietnam, they're looking for the premium arrivals. Indonesia, they had market taking for the Bumbanos, the small bunches per bag. So I was saying that to combine all the purchase power in Southeast Asia, you can get a full return or like a portfolio for the whole grower instead of picking the best part of the fruit.
But Indonesia, you say they're looking for not for high quality.
No, right.
They buy from Hong Kong and send it, or they buy full container?
They get a full container as well. The unique part of Indonesia is they also have that access from China, from other countries that they can re-divert to Indonesia. But I would say that's in a very seldom case. The main case is they go directly from the original country. For example, Peru, Chile on the grapes. They are looking for a different category, different kinds of fruits in different time of arrival.
Which, if we point, which countries are import more fruit? I mean, first China, and then the second.
Yes, this one will be depends on which category we're talking about: grapes or avocado or blueberries. Of course, China is still always the main guy on that. But in terms of let's say grapes, let's say Taiwan, they take a good volume. Korea, they take a good volume of red globe. Taiwan will be the example of green silas. Indonesia, they're shifting from red globe to green silas. So it depends on what category, what variety, in what timing.
Yeah, but right. I'm asking about the volume.
The volume in general.
Yeah, I mean, I think our production of Peru, we send like 50 or I think around 50% of our whole production is sent to Asia.
Right.
Maybe in that 15%, maybe the main product are China.
Right.
What other countries are? The second is Taiwan, or
I would say maybe Taiwan or Korea. I would say Japan is a new market.
yeah, of
But
course.
really, I would say every year shifts a lot. Just from last year, I know China, they decreased a big volume from the grapes.
Yeah.
Taiwan takes a part. Vietnam takes a good part. Thailand takes a good part. Indonesia, they split some volume as well. So I would say if you say the second country, it really, really depends on, let's say, the timing. When is the timing? When is needs of their festival?
Yeah. Why I'm talking about that? Because every season, as you know, Peru have more fruit,
Yes.
more volume.
Yes.
Peru need more markets.
Exactly.
I think I remember 2 years ago, Taiwan collapsed
Right.
with a lot of fruit,
Exactly.
and China also. So I don't know if Vietnam or Thailand or Indonesia have like a strong market, or like they can take more volume, and also if the transit times allow us to do that.
Yes. Regarding with that question, I would say we take market, especially Southeast Asian market, as a rotation. When you have oversupply and demand, you lose the market. You overload the market. So it's like how it rotate from Asia, Southeast Asian market to U.S. market to European market. So really depends on the timing and you're sending. I would say if you look at the specific, everyone knows about the Chinese New Year. Everyone, I would say the early growers there try to target before Chinese New Year because they know the demand is high, the supply it's able to cover the demand. But after Chinese New Year, it's a timing where we're talking about less movement and less sales, and that's where that when you load constantly the same volume before Chinese New Year, you'll be easily overload the market. So that's why when you said oversupply or the market was come to a point that reached its capacity. So back to that question, I would say Asian market is continue a growing market. It's just how we send the right fruit and diversify in the right timing to split a little bit more when others are sending heavy volume. When I say others, that also we need to consider the same time of period compared to Australia, India, and all other countries that they're sending the same time, which is from December to March. That is where everyone have most of the access to those countries, Southeast Asian market. So we need to avoid or sending the right fruit. That means the bigger size fruit or the most flavored fruit that we have from Ika Park. So I would say, but back to Southeast Asian market, this market rotation comes up and down and really depends on every year's situation. Depends on the crop, depends on other countries' crop, depends on the market. So it's not one single factor that it will trigger the market, but we see it as a whole combination that affect the whole market.
Your company have how many years?
Our company, Happy Farmers, we have 7 years of in dedicate in Southeast Asian market.
But your family have
over 37 years.
Yes. Did you see in the whole experience every year take more fruit? Not the company, the market. Demand more fruit from Peru?
I would say the market, the demand is increasing, no doubt. But when I say increasing, that means increasing in the right variety. For example, 20 years ago, red globe, it's one of the best variety in the market. Indonesia, Taiwan, China, they are crazy for this variety. But if you're talking about now, 5 years ago, everyone cut red globe. No matter from California, from Peru, from Chile. And it's not like the demand of red globe increase. It's the supply of the red globe decrease. And that's why it keeps the remaining market strong in the past 2 years of red globe. But if you take a general look, I would say the statistics all show towards that green psilocybe market is growing and growing. That means the market has that demand. Of course, growing to a peak that where there's oversupply, like from category 1 to category 2 to category 3 even. So It's just how we send the right fruit, the bigger size at the right time of that demand to meet the demand. And I think that's a key factor of how market is changing towards to receive a upper quality fruits from Peru.
Peter, about if we're talking about the volume,
Yes.
with Chile or with United States or with Australia, happen the same. They also send a lot of volume in sometimes.
Yes, definitely. They do sometimes accidentally send over volume to the market when they're not paying close attention to each market. It happens a lot of times, right?
Yeah, it's not just Peruvian.
It's not just Peruvian, but it just happened for Peruvian that you seen a little bit more. It's because the season is longer. You're longer than California, you're longer than Australia, and the volume is more. Just compare. So that's why when you always see, oh, they send a lot from Peru. But actually, if you look at each timeline, I think it's not precisely or accurately to say you send more all the time. Peruvians send more the time. I would say we need to really look at which week, which month, at which date. That would be more precise.
When we start our season is September, maybe October, no?
Right.
I mean,
The
the main
part.
season is November,
Exactly.
but November, December, in January, I think.
Yes.
But when I start the season, with which competitors we need to see?
I would say starting in the early beginning, let's say September, happen to be in Pura now, a little bit early, we will be directly compete with California grapes. California grapes from California, those are the biggest competitor. But I would say in that time, in other way, because US, they have a very strong domestic market. Don't get me wrong, I would say they have 80% of their main consumption in domestic market.
Mhm.
So 20% competing with the late part and the early part, I don't think it's a big competition. I don't call it a competition. I did see some overlap, but I don't think there's a direct compete, such as in November, December, or even in January when we have early fruit from South Africa, we have India fruit, we have Australia fruit, and that will be I consider direct compete. Of course, also Chilean fruit with early production. Those are that I see direct and more competition. But competition, there's different ways of competition. I see it in this way. Competition for sure, not only for the product, not only on the harvest period, but also on the pricing and in general the quality.
Mhm.
So I see this always considered a competition.
If I may run, which competitors for the price?
Of
India?
course, India, they have the cheapest price.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I don't see a competition as Peruvian grape because you have the flavor, you have the size. So it's totally
Okay.
different market.
Okay.
Yes, I don't see that in a direct compete.
And on quality, I think Australia because it's very close. No?
Yes, Australia is very close and fresh with the flavor, good flavor. But again, the sizing, you win the size. Peruvian win the size. You have
In the same variety, we have bigger size.
exactly, and we are talking about in Ica in that period, like
Yeah.
December, January. That's an Ica production, and let's say Autumn Crisp, which is one of the most common variety in the past 2-3 years. Autumn Crisp from Peru Ica, you're easily getting a good size of 26 minimum plus until 32 millimeters. Australia, they don't really get this kind of size. Probably the best one they can get is 26, 28, but that's in certain lot in certain period. But averagely of the consistent size from Ica is 26 millimeter and plus. Nothing I would consider a competition in size.
Okay. What about varieties?
Yes, varieties. I would say Peru have a very very good position. They have autumn crisp earlier, bigger production than anyone. It takes 1 or 2 years for Peru to grow this variety. It takes 3 to 4 years for Chile to do this plantation and to produce regularly. I think Peru they have a very good position in this early access to the newer variety, and of course this comes with blueberry as well. In order to get this good variety, Peru probably they can plant this year and then to get harvest the next following year.
Mhm.
China, don't mention China. They don't have that kind of access, and U.S. for sure they need 3 years to 4 years. So does Chile. So Peru really has a very good advantage in a change of varieties.
Yeah, but if we keep talking about varieties,
Yes.
you talk about autogrids. What about the other varieties? I mean, what about the red seedless?
Yes. I would say the reason why I touched on autumn crisp is because that's the fastest growing Southeast Asia market in the past 3, 4, 5 years. I would say red Silas, unfortunately, we don't see much newer variety in the market because of the demand. The demand that for the red Silas or red seeded red globe that has not increasing. It stayed remain the same. Like we talked about, it's remaining the same demand. It's just like we have less supplies. That makes it looks like the market is demanding, but actually, the market are still chasing after the green newer variety. I would say that's a reality.
In my farm, we have more sweet clove.
Yes.
I think in Peru also have the same.
Yes.
There are more sweet clovers.
Yes.
What about this variety? What's the market see?
Sweet globe, it's a very good variety when you arrive in the good condition. That when I mean this expectation from the market, they expect from sweet globe not overshadowing, to have 10% of shattering, not 20 or 30%, and to have a green, more finished berries instead of calyptra, to have the scars or to have that skin damage on the sweet globe. Considering these two factors, sweet globe is a very good variety. For a close example, Air Chief, they're sending a sweet globe now from California to Taiwan. The FOB, it's $38 to $40 on 19 pounds. If we easily look at that on the selling part, it's about $60 to $65 CNF. You can easily achieve that kind of fruit in that kind of market. I'm not talking about one certain market. I'm talking about Taiwan, Vietnam, Thailand, and Singapore. Those potential market for sweet globe. And the last thing about sweet globe, it's how we really conquer those problems that especially happens majority in Peru that we see. We don't see that much problem in US, in California. So it's a good variety. It's just how we fix or slow this problem that we see a lot of after long transit time to Southeast Asian market.
Okay. Well, now talking about, I would like to talk now. How is the market now in Asia, East Asia? How it is provided? Because I think China have a lot of China muscat now.
Exactly. Yes.
But in Taiwan, you don't have China muscat plantation.
No.
Also, I don't know if there are growers in Thailand or Vietnam. There are growers, table grape growers. Yeah. But they don't plant.
They don't
China
plant
muscat yet.
No. Maybe no. I don't think so. As far as I know, I don't think so.
So China now import also grapes
from California.
Yeah, I don't know.
No, not really.
So just China, their production is for their demand.
Yes, for the local market. Exactly.
And what about now? What about the other markets? I mean, Thailand, Vietnam, Indonesia, Singapore, and also Taiwan. They buy China muscat from China, or they also import?
Yes, I would say yes. Those countries that you mentioned, Indonesia, Thailand, Singapore, Malaysia, they all, even Vietnam, they all buy from China now, because with the big, huge production from China muscat in China, it really does affect each market. But always consider there's a demand of that 20% of imported fruits for each market. They're always looking for some quality fruits, such as sweet globe, autumn crisp, autumn royal, all kinds of variety from the states. We consider a little bit higher quality. It's because not that China muscat is bad. it's just like the market still have that kind of demand remaining for high standard fruits, no matter on each variety. I would say Taiwan is a special market that because it's not affected from China from the Shan Muscat. Taiwan, Japan, Korea, these are three markets that are still taking a good demand from the States. I would say majority market for Southeast Asia market, these are three markets that they take majority from California.
Yeah, because they can import from China.
Exactly.
It's like a political...
Political barrier, also the geography barrier. There's no connection directly
Yeah.
in the mainland from the mainland China.
So I mean, Japan and Korea and Taiwan, they already import from United States.
Majority from United States. And talking about Korea, we are talking about South Korea. Because North Korea, yes, they do have the connection, but it's from North Korea.
Yeah, we know that.
Yes, so that's why I would say from South Korea, Japan, Taiwan, they do still take majority from US.
Okay. How is now? I mean, so we need in this moment, we need to talk different because China affects some countries,
yes,
and China don't affect another country because they can import, really.
Yes.
So how's the prices of importers from California in those markets?
A very good example is Taiwan because it's still the main receiver from California in Southeast Asia market. The price, like mentioned, street globe, it's 38 FOB from 19 pounds. They have the Sugar 54. The name is Applause. It's a newer variety too. They're looking around $42 FOB on the 19 pounds. We did some early variety such as Sugar Drop, Candy Snap, the green one, the red ones. The price will be falling into most likely 30 FOB around that price. Consider a higher level price.
Do you think if we have fruit now, we can find a market?
You can definitely find a market. You definitely have Taiwan. You definitely have Southeast Asia market. Of course, they still have big import from China. But they have that kind of market looking for different variety at the same time. Not only Shine Muscat. Right. Japan, I believe they have their good production coming out with Shine Muscat now.
They have
the outdoors. Right. The outdoors. They have now indoors, but they have the outdoors is coming in mid-August. They're also, I believe they have that kind of market for a different variety from export.
La charla está muy amena y tal vez el video sea muy largo, así que vean la segunda parte donde vamos a hablar acerca del mercado de arándanos y de palta. Síganos, por favor. Vamos a colgar los videos todas las semanas con diferentes mercados. Hoy hemos estado con Asia, pero también vamos a hablar con un importador de Estados Unidos, de México, de Europa. Así que espero poder compartir, darles información y todos aprender de este mundo. Y también cualquier pregunta o comentario, pónganlas abajo para en el siguiente video poder también compartir con Peter. Y si les ha gustado este video, compartan, síganos para que este proyecto pueda seguir funcionando.